Dancing Salmon Home is an award-winning documentary by filmmaker Will Doolittle.
In the beginning, when the living beings emerged from the sacred spring on Mount Shasta, salmon gave her voice to human.
The Winnin and Wintu people remember that gift and maintain their ceremonies despite hardships and loss.
Then in 1945, the 600-foot-tall Shasta Dam flooded their homes, drowned the river, and stopped their Chinook salmon runs. Now, tribal members traveled to New Zealand to meet their surviving salmon relatives for the first time in generations.
They hold 4 days of ceremony, forge enduring bonds with their Maori hosts, and come back to forge a plan to bring their salmon relatives home.
Let's join Maddie Atis at the American Indian Film Festival.
I am here with the chief and spiritual leader of the Winnin and Wintu tribe, who has just received an award for Dancing Salmon Home. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the documentary?
We've been on this journey in protecting our sacred sites and protecting our river, and we held a war dance on Shasta Dam, and the old-time salmon came in and was wondering why they couldn't be home. And when we did that, we were to send the message around the world to say what's happening to Indian people here in California, right here, what's happening with us. And instead of actually calling that to light, we called the salmon to light. And halfway around the world in New Zealand, the Maori people got a hold of us and asked us if we wanted our salmon back. And our story is, we sent the salmon through the ice waterfall, and there they would wait for us. And now we got to go to New Zealand and dance for those salmon. And we found that they also have a mountain there that has ice waterfalls. And that's the only place in the world that the salmon survived. Of all of the places that they were sent, only in New Zealand. And they didn't have salmon before. So that began the journey of dancing them home. After I sit back and I look at the footage and I see my young people sitting on the bank, watching these little salmon swim away. And the faces and their hearts, it's like, this is why we're doing it. This is the first time that we were able to see McCloud River salmon. And the emotions of that, Will did a great job capturing all of those parts that I didn't even know was happening. Our young people were more emotional about this part of our life than I had anticipated. It's taken them 2 years to get the young people to sit down and talk like this, right? But when they did, their story is so deep. It's incredible as a leader of a people to see the results in the young people, because that's where you want it, right? If we're going to continue to go and sing to the river, we're going to continue to go and dance and pray and sing to the springs on Mount Shasta, it has to be instilled in the young people. And through us is the only way that it can be done. They can't learn it in school. They can't learn it anywhere else.
How has it brought together the community? Have you seen these emotional changes and spiritual changes and the community getting stronger through this?
It is. It's not just the film and it's not just Dancing the Salmon Home, but for the tribe itself, we're very poor in the sense of housing and, all of that kind of thing. But we're very a rich tribe within our culture, our tradition. We have a sacred fire burning. And right now we've reclaimed teaching our young people the values that we want them to have. We have no alcohol. We have no domestic violence. We have no drug use. We have no even tattoos. That these young people are into our dances, the purpose that we're there for, the prayers that we have put down, and it means something. In the beginning, there were 4 runs of salmon, spring, winter, summer, and fall, and every run had its own ceremony. But now, of course, there's only basically 2 runs, and so we hold a summer ceremony in August for the fall run. And we go to the falls at the river, and then the warriors do a dance. And then the salmon spirit allows the warriors to take the salmon in the dance. And for us, our stories tell us that salmon came back. When we came out of the mountain, they came back and gave us their voice. And by giving us their voice, they wanted us to be able to communicate with all things in our environment. But our obligation for that gift is always to speak for salmon. And now our job is to bring them back to the United States. The Maori tribe, the Naitahu, have agreed that it's a tribe-to-tribe agreement. They're not going to give it to the U.S. fisheries. They're not going to give it to NOAA. It's a tribe-to-tribe event, and that they want us to have our salmon back because they've been blessed with it.
Congratulations on winning your award here at the American Indian Film Festival. I'm Madison Eates, and you're on Native Ground.